Illuminati are a shadowy group that controls the world from behind the scenes. They're pulling the strings of the financial elite, government, the media, and even natural disasters. The Illuminati are, in fact, aliens. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is fact. The Illuminati are a secret society that has been manipulating the world for centuries. They're responsible for major political and social events, and they control the everything. They are secretive and powerful, and they are not human. In fact, their bloodline goes back millennia to the very moment they genetically manipulated the human race on Earth. The evidence is clear. The Illuminati are aliens, and they're not our friends. They're manipulative and controlling, and they're hiding in the shadows. If you're not careful, they will control you too. And so we begin with the very first question. Does the Illuminati even exist? There is a lot of evidence to suggest that the Illuminati do in fact exist. Here are just a few examples. Firstly, the existence of a secret society called the Illuminati was first revealed to the public in 1776 by a man named Adam Weishaupt, a professor at the University of Ingolstadt, Bavaria. Adam Weishaupt is best known as the founder of the Order of the Illuminati. The Illuminati was from the very first moment a secret society and was founded on May 1st, 1776. The society's goals were supposedly to oppose superstition, obscurantism, religious influence over public life, and abuses of state power. The Illuminati, along with other secret societies, were outlawed by the Bavarian government in 1784. Weishaupt was born on February 6, 1748, in Ingolstadt, Bavaria. His father was a professor of canon law at the University of Ingolstadt. Adam was educated by the Jesuits at the Ingolstadt Jesuit College. Ever since the founding of the Society of Jesus by St. Ignatius Loyola in 1534, the Jesuits have been shrouded in mystery. Often called the most persecuted order in the Catholic Church, the Jesuits have been denounced as a secret society by many of their opponents over the centuries. Even today, there are those who believe that the Jesuits are a hidden force working behind the scenes to manipulate world events. So, what is the truth about the Jesuits? Are they a secret society? And if so, what is their purpose? The short answer is that the Jesuits are not a secret society in the traditional sense of the term. They are not, for example, like the Freemasons, who have a formal structure and rituals that are hidden from the public. Nor are the Jesuits engaged in any sort of illegal or immoral activity as far as we know. However, The Jesuits do have a reputation for being a highly secretive and insular organization. Their members are bound by a strict code of silence, and the order has been known to go to great lengths to protect its own secrets. This penchant for secrecy has led many to believe that the Jesuits are up to something sinister. Following his time with the Jesuits, Adam then joined the Order of the Bavarian Crown, which allowed him to become a professor at the University of Ingolstadt. Bavaria has a rich and textured history, filled with colorful characters, powerful institutions, and momentous events. One of the most intriguing aspects of Bavarian history is the Order of the Bavarian Crown, a secret society that operated for over 2 centuries. The Order of the Bavarian Crown was founded in the early 1700s by Elector Maximilian II Emmanuel of Bavaria. Maximilian was a member of the House of Wittelsbach, Bavaria's ruling dynasty, and he was determined to make Bavaria a major player on the European stage. In order to achieve this goal, he realized that Bavaria needed to modernize, and he saw the Order of the Bavarian Crown as a way to promote this modernization. The Order's activities aroused a great deal of opposition, both within Bavaria and beyond its borders. Critics accused the Order of elitism, corruption, and misuse of power. Some of the Order's opponents went so far as to accuse it of being a secret society that was plotting to overthrow the Bavarian government. Despite the opposition, the Order remained a powerful force in Bavarian life for over 2 centuries. Its influence can be seen in the many achievements of Bavaria during this period, including the Industrial Revolution, the founding of the Bavarian Academy of Sciences, and the rise of Bavaria as a leading cultural and economic power. This was the world young Adam was trained in, a world of secret societies and religious intrigue. As a young man, Weishaupt became interested in the ideas of the Enlightenment. He was also critical of the Catholic Church and its doctrines. In 1773, he joined a Masonic lodge. This was yet another secret society that was based on the ideals of the Enlightenment. Weishaupt soon became dissatisfied with the Masonic lodge. He felt that it was not doing enough to bring about the changes that he desired. He decided to form his own secret society. The Illuminati was patterned after the Masons, but with some important differences. The Illuminati was open to people of all religions, a more all-inclusive society. Weishaupt believed that religion was the source of much of the world's problems. He claimed he wanted the Illuminati to be a force for reason and education. The Illuminati was also open to men and women. The Masonic lodges of the time were exclusively for men. Weishaupt felt that the talents of half of humanity were being wasted. The most important difference between the Illuminati and the Masons was that the Illuminati was a hierarchy. There were different levels of membership, with each level having more knowledge and power than the one below it. Weishaupt modeled the Illuminati after the Jesuits, with himself at the top. The Illuminati grew quickly. By 1780, there were lodges in Germany, Austria, Hungary, Denmark, Sweden, Poland, and Italy. The order had about 3,000 members. The Bavarian government became alarmed at the growth of the Illuminati. In 1784, the government banned all secret societies, including the Illuminati. Weishaupt was forced to flee Bavaria. He eventually settled in Gotha, in the German state of Thuringia. The Illuminati was supposedly disbanded, but its ideas lived on. The Illuminati was a forerunner of the many secret societies that have since been formed, such as the Freemasons, the Skull and Bones, and the Bilderberg Group. The Illuminati have now been linked to a number of major events in history, including the French Revolution and the assassination of JFK. There's a lot of evidence to suggest that the Illuminati have indeed been behind some of the biggest moments in history. For example, the French Revolution is said to have been orchestrated by the Illuminati in order to create chaos and sow the seeds of discord. To conquer, you must first divide. This is evident in the way that the various political factions fought against each other during the course of the revolution. And also in the fact that many of the key figures in the revolution were Freemasons, which is now a known front for the... Similarly, the assassination of JFK is also thought to have been the work of the Illuminati. There are many theories as to why they would want to kill JFK, but the most likely reason is that he was a threat to their plans for world domination. Another is they didn't want it revealed that he was pressing for answers in regards to the UFO question, but was denied by the military factions. Regardless of the real reason, or reasons for that matter, JFK was a popular president who was beloved by the American people, and if he had remained in office for much longer, he may have been a real threat to the Illuminati maintaining their grip on power. There are, in fact, a number of famous people who have been linked to the Illuminati, from rap stars to industry giants, but there is very little in the form of actual proof of this, which is exactly how the Illuminati is purported to operate, in complete clandestine fashion. There are a number of symbols and hand gestures that are associated with the Illuminati, including the all-seeing eye and the pyramid, and these symbols are seen with and around many famous people. These symbols associated with the Illuminati are thought to be used to control the world. Some of these symbols of the Illuminati are the all-seeing eye, the pyramid, the owl, and the number 33. The all-seeing eye is a symbol of the Illuminati's control over the world. The eye is said to be able to see everything, and it is believed that the Illuminati uses this eye to control the world. The eye is often seen on the American dollar bill, and it's also seen in many other places. The pyramid is another symbol of the Illuminati. The pyramid is said to represent the Illuminati's power and control over the world. The pyramid is often seen on the American dollar bill, and it is also seen in many other places. The owl is a symbol of the Illuminati's wisdom and knowledge. The owl is said to represent the Illuminati's ability to see the future and to know what is going to happen. The owl is often seen on the American dollar bill, and it is also seen in many other places. The number 33 is a symbol of the Illuminati's power. The number 33 is said to represent the Illuminati's 33rd degree of Freemasonry. The number 33 is also often seen on the American dollar bill, and it's also seen in many other places. The Illuminati are said to control the world's financial systems, media, and governments. There's no doubt that the Illuminati have their fingers in many pies, with their tentacles reaching into all aspects of society. But do they really control the world's financial systems? Let's take a look at the evidence. The Illuminati are known to be behind some of the world's biggest banks, including the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers. They also have close links to the Freemasons, who have been involved in banking since the 18th century. There are numerous theories about how the Illuminati control the world's financial systems, but one of the most popular is that they manipulate the stock markets. Critics point to the fact that the Illuminati have been linked to financial crashes in the past, such as the Wall Street crash of 1929. There are also suspicions that the Illuminati are behind the Federal Reserve, the central banking system of the United States. The Fed is notoriously secretive, and some believe that it is used as a tool to manipulate the economy. Whether or not the Illuminati really do control the world's financial systems is impossible to say for sure. But one thing is certain. They have a lot of power and influence, and a great many of those working in these institutions are members of the Freemasons and the Illuminati. The Illuminati is a secret society that many believe controls the world's media. This may seem far-fetched to some, but there is actually a lot of evidence to support this claim. It's no secret that the Illuminati is a powerful and influential organization. They have their hands in a lot of different pies, so it's not surprising that they would also be involved in the media. There are a few key ways in which the Illuminati is thought to control the media. One is by controlling the content that is put out there. It's no secret that the media is full of propaganda and false information. This is done to keep people in the dark and to control what they think. Another way the Illuminati is thought to control the media is by controlling the message. They do this by making sure that only certain messages are put out there, and that these messages are the ones that they want people to hear. One of the most convincing pieces of evidence that the Illuminati controls the media is the fact that they seem to be able to control what people think. There have been many studies done on this, and they all seem to show that the Illuminati has a significant influence over what people believe. Without a doubt, the Illuminati control the world's governments. The evidence is overwhelming and conclusive. For starters, the Illuminati is a secret society that is not only powerful and influential, but also has a considerable amount of control and leverage over the world's governments. In fact, the Illuminati has been known to manipulate and control world events for their own benefit. For example, it is widely believed that the Illuminati was behind the 9/11 attacks. Not only did the attacks allow the Illuminati to gain more control over the world's governments, but it also served as a way to further their agenda. In addition to the 9/11 attacks, there are numerous other examples of the Illuminati's control over the world's governments. For instance, it's no secret that the Illuminati have a significant amount of influence over the United States government. In fact, many believe that the Illuminati actually control the United States government. This is evidenced by the fact that the United States government has been involved in numerous controversial and secretive activities that benefit the Illuminati. As we have seen, the Illuminati have been accused of being behind a number of conspiracies, including the 9/11 attacks and the financial crisis of 2008. The 9/11 attacks were a horrific event that changed the world overnight. The effects of the attacks can still be felt today, over 20 years later. The attacks were carried out by 19 hijackers who took control of 4 commercial jets and crashed them into the World Trade Center in New York City, the Pentagon in Washington, D.C., and a field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. The 9/11 attacks were instantly blamed on Al-Qaeda and their leader, Osama bin Laden. However, there are many people who believe that the Illuminati were behind the attacks. There are a number of reasons why people believe the Illuminati were behind the 9/11 attacks. Firstly, it's said that the attacks were a false flag operation. A false flag operation is when a group carrying out an attack pretends to be another group in order to gain support or sympathy from the public. The Illuminati are said to be experts in carrying out false flag operations. It's also claimed that the Illuminati wanted to create a new world order. The New World Order is a secret plan to control the world. The 9/11 attacks were said to be carried out in order to further the agenda of the New World Order. Another reason why people believe the Illuminati were behind the 9/11 attacks is because of the symbolism involved. It's said that the Twin Towers represented the 2 pillars of the Illuminati, and that the planes crashing into the towers represented the planes that were hijacked by the Illuminati on September 11th. Why would an Islamic group choose such a symbolic target on a symbolic day of the 11th? The Illuminati are also said to be behind the financial crisis of 2008. The financial crisis was caused by a number of factors, including subprime mortgages, over-leveraging, and a housing bubble. The Illuminati are said to have caused the financial crisis in order to further their agenda of creating a new world order. The Illuminati are believed to have a hidden agenda that includes establishing this new world order. In fact, there is a lot of evidence to suggest that the Illuminati are creating a new world order. For instance, there are numerous reports of world leaders and celebrities attending secret Illuminati meetings. Furthermore, there have been a number of strange events and coincidences that seem to indicate that the Illuminati are up to something. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence is the fact that the Illuminati have been linked to a number of mysterious deaths. In many cases, people who have spoken out against the Illuminati or who have seemed to know too much about their activities have ended up dead. This has led to a lot of speculation about what the Illuminati are really up to. But who are the Illuminati really? Why do they have no compassion for humanity? Are they in fact human? Are they in fact aliens that came to Earth millennia ago? Sounds bizarre, but let's have a look at this theory. Historians and archaeologists have long debated the existence of ancient aliens on Earth. Some believe that aliens have visited our planet for centuries, while others believe that aliens have never visited our planet. There is evidence to support both positions. There are many ancient cultures that have stories of gods or other beings coming down from the sky in vehicles or flying through the air. These stories are found in ancient texts from cultures all over the world, including the Sumerians, Egyptians, Hebrews, Greeks, Hindus, and Chinese. Some believe that these stories are evidence of ancient aliens visiting Earth. Proponents of this theory point to the fact that these stories are found in cultures all over the world, and that they believe that it is unlikely that all of these cultures would have come up with the same stories independently. There are also many ancient artifacts that some believe are evidence of ancient aliens. For example, there are statues and carvings of beings with large heads and eyes, which some believe are aliens. There are also ancient paintings that show what appear to be flying machines, or UFOs. It could be that aliens genetically engineered humanity a very long time ago, and that we are, even now, their subjects. Almost everything about our universe points to the fact that we were created by an intelligent designer. From the intricate design of the universe itself to the amazing design of the human body, it's clear that we were created by a superior intelligence. The fact that we have barely scratched the surface of the universe and have already discovered so much about it is further evidence of this. The ancients actually understood this, and they also understood that we were created by aliens. The ancient aliens who created us were incredibly advanced. They were able to harness the power of the universe itself and use it to create life. They were also able to engineer that life to be perfectly suited to their needs. We were created to be their slaves. The ancients were not the only ones who believed in this. Many of the world's greatest thinkers have also come to the same conclusion. Einstein, Newton, and Darwin all believed that we were created by aliens. even current-day scientists are beginning to accept this theory. So why is it that so many people still refuse to believe that we were created by aliens? Probably because it's just too hard to accept that we are not the centerpiece of the universe, that we are not the most important beings in all of existence. But the truth is, we are not. We are just a small part of a much larger universe, and that is something that we should all be able to accept. There is a wealth of evidence that suggests that ancient aliens have been visiting our planet for millions of years and have been interacting with humans in a variety of ways. One of the most intriguing theories is that they have been responsible for genetically engineering humans. The first piece of evidence for this claim comes from the fact that there are certain genetic anomalies that are found in human DNA that cannot be explained by natural selection or evolution. For example, there is a unique genetic marker that is found in the DNA of nearly all humans, which is known as the human leukocyte antigen. This marker is thought to be responsible for the immunity to certain diseases. However, the HLA is also found in animals that are not related to humans, such as monkeys and apes. This suggests that the HLA was introduced to the human gene pool by interbreeding with another species. Another anomaly that points to ancient aliens is the fact that humans have a much higher level of intelligence than any other known species. If we had evolved naturally, we would expect to see a gradual increase in intelligence over time. However, the sudden jump in intelligence that humans experience is more likely to have been the result of genetic engineering by an extraterrestrial species. There is also evidence that ancient aliens have been visiting our planet in physical form. For example, there are many ancient cultures that have stories and artwork that depict beings that look strikingly similar to modern-day aliens. One of the most famous examples is the Sumerian gods, who were described as having long-necked, large-headed bodies and wore strange clothing. These beings also had the ability to fly and were said to have come from the stars. Another example can be found in the ancient Egyptian culture, which also has many depictions of alien-like beings. In fact, the Egyptian god Osiris is often depicted as a being with a long neck and large head. The ancient Mayan culture also has stories of beings that came from the stars and were responsible for teaching them about astronomy and mathematics. These beings were also said to have the ability to fly. There is also physical evidence that suggests that ancient aliens have been visiting our planet. For example, there are numerous megalithic structures around the world, such as the Great Pyramid of Giza, that show clear signs of having been built by a technologically advanced civilization. There are also many ancient artifacts that have been found that contain symbols and writing that cannot be deciphered by modern science. This suggests that they may have come from an extraterrestrial civilization. Overall, there is a wealth of evidence that suggests that ancient aliens have been visiting our planet for millions of years and have been interacting with humans in a variety of ways. One of the most intriguing theories is that they have been responsible for genetically engineering humans. There's a great deal of evidence to suggest that the Illuminati are in fact aliens, or alien hybrids of a special bloodline. For one thing, they're always talking about aliens in their coded messages. They're also obsessed with UFO sightings and abductions. In addition, they have been known to use advanced technology that is far beyond our own. Finally, they have always been elusive and secretive, which is another hallmark of aliens. The Illuminati have always been keen on using coded messages to communicate with each other. In fact, many of their symbols and logos are actually coded messages about aliens. For instance, the famous Illuminati eye is actually a coded message about an alien invasion. The eye is actually a UFO, and the pyramid is a spaceship. The Illuminati are also obsessed with UFO sightings and abductions. They often talk about these topics in their coded messages. In addition, they have been known to use advanced technology that is far beyond our own. This is another piece of evidence that suggests they are aliens. They have never revealed their true identities or goals. They have always been secretive about their activities. In conclusion, there's a great deal of evidence to suggest that the Illuminati are aliens. Their obsession with aliens, their use of advanced technology, and their secrecy all suggest that they are not of this world. In fact, they are ancient aliens, our ancestors, called the Anunnaki. Much of the Illuminati symbolism derives from ancient times, especially the Mesopotamian Shining Ones and the Anunnaki. A group of scientists believe that they may have finally discovered the answer to one of humanity's most enduring mysteries, the identity of the so-called Shining Ones. For centuries, people around the world have reported seeing strange, unidentified lights in the sky. These lights are often associated with UFO sightings, and they've been given a variety of names, including low-flying objects, ghost lights, and will-o'-the-wisps. But the most popular name for these lights is probably Shining Ones. The term Shining Ones comes from ancient mythology. In many cultures, the Shining Ones were gods or angels who descended from the heavens to enlighten humankind. In some stories, they were also associated with UFOs and other strange objects in the sky. This new research, which was published in the journal Frontiers in Astronomy and Space Sciences, suggests that the Shining Ones might actually be aliens. The scientists came to this conclusion after studying a phenomenon known as the light speed phenomenon. This is a phenomenon that occurs when a bright light suddenly appears in the sky and then rapidly vanishes. Witnesses of this phenomenon have described it as a giant flash of light that comes and goes in the blink of an eye. Researchers have long suspected that the light speed phenomenon is caused by aliens visiting our planet. But until now, there hasn't been any scientific evidence to support this claim. The new study, however, finds that the light speed phenomenon is caused by aliens. The researchers used a telescope to observe the light speed phenomenon. They found that the phenomenon does indeed occur when a bright light suddenly appears in the sky and then rapidly vanishes. The study's lead author, Yao Gang He of China's National Astronomical Observatories, said in a statement that the research provides the first observational evidence that the light speed phenomenon is caused by aliens. He added that the research opens a new window for searching for extraterrestrial intelligent life. So there you have it, the first scientific evidence that the Shining Ones might actually be aliens. But what about the Anunnaki? When one thinks of aliens, the first thing that comes to mind is typically little green men with large heads and big eyes. Hollywood has shaped our perception of aliens in many ways, but one thing is for certain: aliens exist. There is no denying it. The Anunnaki were aliens, and there is a great deal of evidence to support this claim. The Anunnaki were a group of aliens who were said to have come from the planet Nibiru. They were a highly advanced race of beings, with highly advanced technology. They were also said to be extremely tall, averaging around 12 feet in height. The Anunnaki were said to have created humans. The Sumerian tablets, which are some of the oldest known written records in existence, tell the story of how the Anunnaki created humans. The tablets say that the Anunnaki were not happy with their creation, and that they decided to create humans in their own image. The Anunnaki were said to have taught humans how to farm, how to build, and how to live in society. They were also said to have given humans the ability to procreate. The evidence of the Anunnaki's existence is all around us. If you take a look at ancient artwork, you'll see that many of the beings depicted are extremely tall. You will also notice that they have large heads and big eyes. This is not a coincidence. There are also many ancient structures all over the world that simply couldn't have been built by humans. The pyramids, for example, are far too precisely built to have been made by humans at that time. The same can be said for the Sphinx. Some people believe that the Anunnaki created humans in order to use them as slaves. This is a possibility, but it is also possible that the Anunnaki simply saw humans as an experiment. Whatever the case may be, there is no denying that the Anunnaki were aliens. They were an advanced race of beings with highly advanced technology. They were also said to be extremely tall, averaging around 12 feet. The evidence of their existence is all around us, and there is no denying it. But what about the modern-day Illuminati and its leader? When most people hear the name Adam Weishaupt, they think of the founder of the Bavarian Illuminati. However, there is a growing body of evidence that suggests that Weishaupt was not human at all, but an extraterrestrial being. Weishaupt was born in 1748 in Ingolstadt, Bavaria. His father was a professor of law at the University of Ingolstadt, and his mother was a member of a noble family. Weishaupt was an excellent student and would study at the University of Ingolstadt. He eventually became a professor of canon law at the university. It was while he was at the university that Weishaupt came into contact with the Illuminati. The group was founded in 1776, and its members included some of the most influential people in Bavaria. Weishaupt was quickly drawn to the group and became its leader in 1781. Under Weishaupt's guidance, the Illuminati began to grow in both size and influence. The group's goals were to promote rationalism and to oppose superstition and religious influence over public life. They also sought to bring about political and social change. As we have seen, the Illuminati soon came to the attention of the authorities, and in 1785 the group was banned. Weishaupt fled Bavaria, and the group went underground. Despite the ban, the Illuminati continued to grow. And as the group continued to gain influence, rumors began to circulate that Weishaupt was not human. There are a number of factors that support the theory that Weishaupt was an extraterrestrial. Firstly, there is the fact that he was extraordinarily intelligent. Weishaupt was a gifted thinker, and he was able to grasp complex concepts quickly. He was also able to remember large amounts of information and had an eidetic memory. Secondly, Weishaupt had a number of physical characteristics that were not human. He was unusually tall, just like the Anunnaki, and had a high forehead like so many depictions of aliens. His eyes were said to be piercing, and he had a strange, hypnotic gaze. Thirdly, Weishaupt exhibited a number of paranormal abilities. He was said to be able to bilocate, or to be in two places at once. He was also said to be able to levitate, and to have the ability to speak with animals. Fourthly, Weishaupt had a number of close encounters with UFOs. In 1777, he claimed to have seen a flying saucer. In 1780, he saw a UFO close up, and even claimed to have spoken to the occupants. Finally, there is the fact that after his death, Weishaupt's body was not found. His grave was empty, and there was no trace of his remains. The theory that Adam Weishaupt was an extraterrestrial is certainly a fascinating one. And while it may never be proven conclusively, the evidence does suggest that there is a possibility that Weishaupt was not human. Why do aliens want to control humanity? There are many theories out there as to why aliens might want to control humanity. Some believe that aliens are trying to take over the world in order to enslave humans and make us their slaves. Others believe that aliens are simply trying to protect us from ourselves. That they know we are destined to destroy ourselves, and they're trying to intervene in order to prevent this from happening. Regardless of the reasons, it's clear that aliens have been trying to control humanity for a long time. They have been doing this by planting false memories in our heads, by abducting humans and conducting experiments on them, and by controlling the world's governments and financial institutions. Aliens want to control humanity because they know we are a destructive race. Left to our own devices, we will eventually destroy ourselves, either through nuclear war, environmental destruction, or some other means. Aliens are trying to prevent this from happening by controlling us and keeping us in line. There are many who speculate on why aliens wish to control us. Here's some of those speculations. Aliens want to control humanity because they need our help. They need our help to repair their own planet, which is dying. They need our help to stop a war that is raging on their home world. And they need our help to save their own race from extinction. Aliens need our help, but they can't just ask for it. They know that we would never help them unless they forced us to. And so, they're trying to control us so that we will help them whether we want to or not. Aliens are also trying to control humanity because they want our resources. They want our water, our food, our land, and everything else that we have. They're running out of resources on their own planet, and so they want to take ours. Aliens want to control humanity because they hate us. They hate us because we're different from them. They hate us because we're not like them. They hate us because they can never understand us. Whatever the reasons, it's clear that aliens want to control humanity. They have been doing this for a long time, and they will continue to do this until they get what they want. But what can we do? There is no one answer to this question. Many people believe that the only way to escape the control of the Illuminati is to wake up and become aware of their surroundings. Others believe that the only way to escape the control of the Illuminati is to overthrow them. but still others believe that the only way to escape the control of the Illuminati is to join them. No matter what your beliefs are, there are many things you can do to learn more about this topic and to make your own decisions. The first thing you can do is educate yourself. Start by learning about the history of the Illuminati. How did they come to be? What are their goals? What is their agenda? Once you have a good understanding of who they are and what they want, you can start to develop your own opinions about them. If you want to escape the control of the Illuminati, you need to be aware of their methods. They use propaganda and mind control techniques to control the masses. They also use financial manipulation and power to control governments and corporations. If you want to escape their control, you need to be aware of these methods and learn how to resist them. There are many ways you can fight back against the Illuminati. You can join forces with other like-minded individuals and work closely together to expose their lies and stop their agenda. You can also use your voice to raise awareness and educate others about their plans and how to resist them. The most important thing you can do is to stay informed and stay vigilant. The Illuminati are always looking for new ways to gain control and influence. By staying informed and aware of their activities, you can help thwart their plans and protect yourself and the world from their control.